You cannot you cannot deny the title Ustaz. Even if you deny the title Sheikh, at least
If
Ustaz.
you said,
Yeah,
if you had said Talib Ubaidullah,
we are benefiting from your knowledge, Ustaz. Hayakumullah.
we are all learning. Alhamdulillah, we are all learning. We
Naam.
are all learning.
Naam.
Naam.
Bismillahi wa salatu wa
Alhamdulillah.
salam ala Rasulillah wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa ba'd. So we'll be starting today's session, and today's session we're starting with the recitation of the Holy Quran. And let me recite because like I can see the attendance is not really high. We hope that like more people join.
Sheikh, I would like you to recite Surah Al-Anfal again.
What part of Anfal?
The وَإِذْ يَمْكُرُ بِكَ, that part. I think verse, is it 30 something? I think 36. I'd like you to read that part, inshallah.
From وَإِذْ يَمْكُرُ بِكَ الَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا
You can take it, like a verse, like few verses before that. I don't mind.
Like a few verses before that. Can you give me like a
Maybe like,
pinpoint, like a location?
just give me from 32, from verse 32.
What's in
Of
verse
Surah
32? What's in verse
I
32?
don't know, just read it. I don't know, just read it. But I know it's going to carry وَإِذْ يَمْكُرُ بِكَ.
Where's verse 32?
Verse 32. Verse 32 should be I
What's
think is it وإذ قالوا اللهم ربنا. I'm not sure.
كان هذا هو الحق من عندك فأمطر علينا حجارة
Yes,
من
yes,
السماء.
yes. I think it should be. Let me confirm.
Yeah, let me confirm.
But that won't carry my YDM Krobika. Take it from 26. I just checked it now.
What's in 26?
واذكروا إذ كنتم قليل مستضعفون في الأرض تخافون. نعم.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. واذكروا إذ أنتم قليل مستضعفون في الأرض تخافون أن يتخطفكم الناس فآواكم وأيدكم بنصره ورزقكم من الطيبات لعلكم تشكرون. يا أيها الذين آمنوا لا تخونوا الله والرسول وتخونوا أماناتكم وأنتم تعلمون. واعلموا أنما أموالكم وأولادكم فتنة وأن الله عنده أجر عظيم. يا أيها الذين آمنوا إن تتقوا الله يجعل لكم فرقانا. إن تتقوا الله يجعل لكم فرقانا ويكفر عنكم سيئاتكم ويغفر لكم والله خير ويغفر لكم والله ذو الفضل العظيم. وإذ يمكر بك الذين كفروا ليثبتوك أو يقتلوك أو يخرجوك ويمكرون ويمكر الله والله خير الماكرين. وإذا تتلى عليهم آياتنا قالوا قد سمعنا لو نشاء لقلنا مثل هذا إن هذا إلا أساطير الأولين. وإذ
نعم
قالوا
جزاكم الله خيرا شيخ جزاكم الله خيرا.
حياكم
I'm
الله.
sorry to cut you Sheikh.
It's fine. It's
نعم.
fine. Don't call me
صدق.
Sheikh. Don't call me Sheikh.
No. When we start to give ourselves now, you don't call me Ustaz.
We are all students of knowledge.
No, no. Sheikh, yeah, hey. No, الحمد لله رب العالمين صدق الله العظيم وبلغ رسولنا الكريم ونحن على ذلك من الشاهدين الحمد لله رب العالمين. We thank Allah for this mercy and blessings that He has bestowed on us. We beseech blessings and salawat on the blessed Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, his household, his companions, and to those people who follow this path to the day of accountability. Amen, inshallah. In our last class, where did we stop, inshallah? Does anybody remember? I can see there is a low turnout of students. However, I want to believe that the audience is not the main thing. I used to tell my students most times when I'm having physical classes that, especially when we're in a gathering and they are sitting down, I tell them, I say, we just have 4 people here plus me 5. And then I'm giving a seeroh lecture, or probably I'm doing a general lecture for people. And then am I to be disheartened that there is just 4 people to listen to me? No, I won't be. I won't be, because those 4 people can serve as another group of another 4 people. Those 4 people will also convey the message to another group of people, and then the message will continue to spread. However, also when you are in a sitting, you're not the only one there. The malaikas are there to listen to you. Also, the jinns are also there to listen to you. There's been gatherings of people whereby the shuyukhs will do lecture, and then a good man will just come forward and say, Sheikh, we really enjoyed your lecture today. And then the man would look and say, what do you mean we? Yeah, the only one talking to me is yeah. Oh yeah, the groups of the jinns in this community. I've listened to your lecture very well, but today's one was a bit exceptional. It really touched us, and we really appreciate. And that's, it's surprising. So the fact that we don't see those people that are listening to us, it's not the main thing. The main thing is the quality of what we give out and the authenticity, and then how we as Muslims internalize what we have heard. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grants us beneficial knowledge. Amin, inshallah. So, like I said, where did we stop last week? Does anybody want to help us, inshallah? Anybody? Okay. To save time, inshallah, we'll just pick it up from, I'll pick it up from where I remembered. But at least someone should be able to tell me the real name of Abu Bakr. At least I need that one before I continue, to know that someone in this seeroh class is following me. That's very important. Does anybody knows the real name of Abu Bakr as-Siddiq? Does anyone knows it? Anybody?
Asma knows it. She knows it. I know.
Now, Asma, please.
Aja Asma.
Asma.
Hello, assalamu alaikum. I know that it was mentioned on the last seerah, but I say I cannot remember. But I can guess or something. I think it's Abdul Karim.
Abdul Karim, Abu Musa. Is that what you said?
No.
Yes.
Abdul Karim. Ustaz Omar, Sheikh Omar.
Yeah.
He's calling the name of our Ustaz.
Yeah, that's the name of our Ustaz that taught us Quran. His name is Abdul Karim Abu Musa.
That's the name of my teacher of Quran. Me and the Sheikh Umar Salami. Ustaz Abdul Karim taught us We met him last week, alhamdulillah. We met him last week. But Abu Bakr as-Siddiq's name is now Abdul Karim. I think you like the name. You like Abdul Karim.
The name is Abdul, so she actually tried. She was very close to it.
Yes,
Abdul.
she did.
Yeah.
She did.
It's
Abdul. But it's not Karim.
Don't worry. Hawa knows it. Ajia Hawa.
Now. Hajia Hawa. Hajia Hawa. Nice.
Salam alaikum, ma.
Yes, ma. Kindly give us the name. Hajia Hawa, are you there?
She doesn't want to meet her mic. Don't worry.
Subhanallah. Subhanallah.
Okay.
Sheikh, kindly give us the name, because I don't want to give us the name.
Okay. Let me say Abdullah bin Abi Qahafah.
Naam. Abdullah bin Abi Qahafah. Alhamdulillah. And then we mentioned in this story, we talked about Abu Qahafah himself. What did we say about him? Subhanallah. People are not following this story. Sheikh.
Okay. She's student of knowledge. You're referring to student of knowledge. People actually following. What is happening is that because the gap between our serious session, I think that's a mistake from us. Like the gap was too much. I think we should return our serious sessions to every week. Let's hear from our students. People that are attending, let me ask them.
Inshallah.
Should we return our serious sessions to every week?
Let our students suggest that, inshallah.
Let's ask from people that are here. Don't let's ask from people that don't really attend.
Okay. For those that think
I can see Aja Asma, she's having thumb up. Bilal, should we have it weekly? Bilal. Aja, should we have our serious sessions weekly?
I want to even believe that. I'm trying to believe that people in this place are real audiences. Because as an audience, you're not just supposed to be relaxed. I want us to carry ourselves together. Because it's a Zoom session, you can easily get tired.
Yeah.
So to show that you are a real audience, you need to give it back to me as I'm giving it to you.
So it has to be an interactive session. Yeah.
Yes, it has to be an interactive session. I just don't want to, because I don't want you to put on your camera. Okay. And then I still need to hear your voice.
And you can even chat. If you don't want to talk, you can chat. You can
you can chat or say something at least to an extent.
So far, we can see messages coming in. We know that you actually you're here. And now.
It's only Aja Hawa that is here. I want to believe we are more than that. Please, let's respond to show that we are part of the meeting. At intervals, I'll be asking questions. And then if those questions cannot be answered, it's not too good. Imagine, look at the basic question. Should we continue next week or not? Should it be a weekly thing or not? It's just two people responding. SubhanAllah. Out of about, alhamdulillah, there's a ton of now.
Haji Asma also gave a thumbs up. So that's
Haji Asma. So let's say 4.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
4. Yeah. So we're already having responses. Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah.
Bilal, are you here? Bilal, I'm sorry I'm tackling you, but I really want to be sure that you're here. Bilal, I want to see you respond in one way or the other. I want to be sure you're here. Sheikh, Stars, you can continue. Don't worry, Bilal responded.
Okay. No problem, inshallah. So, like I was saying, we talked about Abu Qahafah. Who wants to just summarize who Abu Qahafah is in terms of personality? Does anybody want to do that for us?
I want to try. Should I try?
Anyone?
Sure,
go ahead.
Okay. So, from what we know about
yes.
Abdullah bin Abi Qahafah is the fact that he was a very, very good companion of the Prophet ﷺ, and he has always been.
No, Sheikh. We know about him. Abu Qahafah himself, the father of.
Okay, the father of Abu Bakr.
Yes.
Okay, I get.
Because I mentioned about him. I talked about him.
No, you've not talked about him.
I did.
You did?
I mentioned him. Yes, I did. I said so inshallah, that's more reasons why we have to do recaps when it comes to stories like this.
Okay.
I mentioned his son, and then I mentioned he himself, Abu Qahafah, Abu Quhafa is the father of Abu Bakr, and then he's a very funny man. And then aside from funny, he also like makes mockery of people generally. You know, he's a jovial person, but also he makes fun of people. Even his son Abu Bakr, he makes fun of Abu Bakr, and that was why, even though he's a blind man,
I could remember. Yeah, I can remember now.
Do you remember now?
Yeah, I remember
that he's
now.
a blind man, and that when Prophet Muhammad sallallahu and Abu Bakr went for hijrah, he left Aisha and Asma. Abu Bakr left Aisha and Asma in the house, even though they were going to join him for hijrah later. But he left them in the house, and then because he believes that whatever resources he has should be used for the journey, because Prophet Muhammad sallallahu he believed in Prophet Muhammad sallallahu, he knows Prophet Muhammad sallallahu will be the light of the world, and he wants to, as much as possible, ensure that things goes as planned. But for Asma and for Aisha, he believed also that they are children, and that the people of Saudi, the people of Mecca, would definitely take care of the children. Even though they don't like the father, it doesn't mean that they would make one of their own to suffer. And that's one thing about the Arabs. They have integrity for themselves. Even with the hatred burning in them, they won't do some things when it comes to well-being. Yes, they didn't like Muhammad sallallahu. They could have killed him a long time ago. But they respect what they call kinsmen. You know, they respected their family, you know, their blood, one of their own. He's an Arab, and then they respected that. And if you look, when from Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam, when we're talking about him, he mentioned something. He said, "Rabbana wab'ath fihim rasula." Raise from amongst them a. Sorry, hold on.
ربنا وابعث فيهم رسولا منهم يتلو عليهم آياتك ويعلمهم الكتاب والحكمة ويزكيهم إنك أنت العزيز الحكيم.
جزاكم الله خيرا, Sheikh. I'm sorry, I'm on the move, so I got to a place now and they're playing a lot of music, so I had to excuse myself. Now, sorry. But now, like we were saying, so Abu Quhafa, you know, he was making mockery of the young children, saying, imagine, see your father. He left all the money he has. He took it with one boy, one guy, calling him his friend, and he left you children to suffer. Though he's a blind man, but Asma bint Abu Bakr is a very smart girl. As at that time, she was around 15 years. You know, immediately she grabbed the bag where Abu Bakr used to keep money, though it was empty. She put in pebbles into it, that's stones, and then she gathered it and said, look at this. And she was shaking it and it was making sound, saying, no, in fact, he left us more money than we expected. And then when the father heard this, he was like, oh, okay, he has done well. And it was said that later, after Prophet Muhammad make hijrah back to Mecca, Abu Quhafa was amongst those people that accepted Islam. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. So back to the story. We mentioned this, and we mentioned that Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu was a very great planner. He already planned the whole expedition, and then he also planned how the event is going to go. Alhamdulillah. And amongst this was that he prepared his camel. I also mentioned this, that preparing camel takes time. When you prepare a camel for a journey, you have to prepare it so much that it doesn't wear out immediately on the journey. So you prepare it, feed it with water, add some supplements to the food, make it gain a lot of fat. And you know, a camel generally has storages and compartments in his stomach. So it's like the sheep of the desert. That's what a camel is, generally. So now, Abu Bakr and Prophet Muhammad sallallahu, they were just waiting for the command of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to say, this is your time to move. Imagine, look at the story of Prophet Yunus alayhi salatu wasalam, the prophet that left his people without Allah's command. Look at what ended, what later happened to him during the course of the journey. They already erred. They didn't believe in him. They didn't believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, even though they knew the truth. And he prayed to Allah, oh Allah, help me destroy my people. And then he never waited for Allah's command to say, okay, I will destroy them, leave the people, and do this and that. He never waited. So after he made the dua, I'm talking about Prophet Yunus now. He went back to his people and said, oh my people, believe in Allah. If you do not believe in Allah, Allah is going to destroy you. I've already called on him, and then his destruction is very close. And then, they're like, you're lying. You're lying. Nothing is going to happen to us. And because he already made his dua, he was like, fine, no problem. So that when the destruction of Allah comes, I won't be with them. What did he do? He packed these things and he left his people. While he was leaving, as he left, the people gathered themselves. They said, oh, come. Deep down within you, you know. You know that what this Yunus man is saying is truth. And we've known him for long. He's a truthful person. And we've known of the story of people that came before us too. They've also been destroyed like this. So we believe that it is true that the destruction of Allah is going to come to us. So what should we do now? We know the truth. Let's believe in Allah. So they say, okay, now that we have ascertained that we don't want to be destroyed, we all believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now, after they believe in Allah, Allah can't punish them because they already believed in him. Whereas Yunus himself, as the prophet, never knew of what happened behind him. So he was living and he left without Allah's permission. And, he tasted from Allah's punishment. And Allah said in Surah As-Saffat, لولا أنه كان من المسبحين للبث في بطنه إلى يوم يبعثون. Said if Yunus was not among those people that used to do Subhanallah, he would have lived in the stomach of the whale to the day he's going to be raised. Imagine. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. But this is not the story we're about to narrate to us today. This is the story of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam waited for the command of Allah before he left for Medina. So now, this is the thing we also need to know. This same night where Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam was going to leave Medina, initially he was in the house of Abu Bakr before he left for his own house, which is the house of Khadija. We knew he was living in his wife's house, even though his wife was dead, but was still living in a house. And then in this house, Abu Bakr, Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and then even Ali, they were all in this house. And then it was said that while they were there waiting for Allah's command, the people, they did a meeting. And this meeting is, scholars say that is the reason why Allah revealed the verse of وَإِذْ يَمْكُرُ بِكَ الَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا لِيُثْبِتُوكَ أَوْ يَقْتُلُوكَ أَوْ يُخْرِجُوكَ وَيَمْكُرُونَ وَيَمْكُرُ اللَّهُ وَاللَّهُ خَيْرُ الْمَاكِرِينَ. Scholars say this is the sababul nuzul, the reason of revelation of this particular verse. The night when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala was going to give command to Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam was the night where the people in Mecca, they did meeting. And it was not just everybody. It was actually heads of each family. They gave, they did meeting. And they gave invitation to everybody, every head of a family, except for 2 people.
Every head of a tribe.
Every head of a tribe, sorry. But they didn't send invitation to Banu Hashim. And then they didn't send invitation to a man. There's a man, his name is known as, I've forgotten his name. Astaghfirullah, I've forgotten his name. But this man is the one that is more like an intermediary between Muhammad sallallahu and then the people, in terms of when it comes to agreement of him staying in Mecca. Initially, they were going to banish him a long time ago. But this man, under his own protection, is what Muhammad sallallahu is living in Mecca. So he he publicly announced that nobody should harm Prophet Muhammad sallallahu, and he's a respected man. So he said, and that Prophet Muhammad sallallahu is under his protection. So they didn't invite him because they know if they invited him, he might later agree. But even if he's going to take back his words, he can't do that in a private meeting. And then he invites the head of Banu Hashim, which was Abu Lahab at that time. Abu Lahab, even though he was cursed in the Quran, known for his bad behavior, known for the things he has done to Muhammad sallallahu, they didn't invite him. And this is also to show you that Abu Lahab, within him, he would have agreed with what they are saying, but his conscience would not let him live. Also, if they had planned A, B, C, and D, Abu Lahab would have gone behind their back to save Muhammad sallallahu, because his conscience wouldn't let him be. Again, he would not agree with so many things that they want to do there, because he won't want his own kinsman, his own fellow family, tribe, to die of the plan he had made and cooked against him. Even though they had this level of hatred to keep Muhammad sallallahu, they still had respect for one another. And that's to show you that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is great enough to Sheikh. Okay. This is to show that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is great enough to put this kind of thing in their mind. So they did a meeting, because my Sheikh is already rounding me up, and I always thought I used to have 1 hour, but this is funny. So they gathered, and while they gathered, every head of family was there. They were present, except for the or every head of a tribe was there, except for the Banu Hashim, and then the man. I think his name is Mu'tadil or Mu'dil or something. I can't remember. So they were there, and it was said, Ibn Abbas said that a man knocked on the door, and this man, nobody has ever seen him before. And they asked him, "Who are you?" He said, a leader of a tribe from Ad-Najd. Ad-Najd actually means a Bedouin tribe, those people that live in the outskirts of Makkah. He said, and I heard that you guys are going to be having a meeting here, so I decided to join. And this man was said to be known as Shaitan. He disguised, and then he came in. He said, I might benefit you with some of these things that I have in my own head to make your plan much easier. So they gathered, and then, they said, okay, so we are here for this same guy that has been terrorizing the whole community, this Muhammad. And then this man, he has decided to, turn our people against our gods. And because of that, we have to act so fast. And in the action, the first suggestion was, let's imprison him. And then the Arabs do not really have an idea of prison. The idea of prison wasn't just a barricade and this. No. Arabs in those days, when they want to imprison someone, they actually lock them up in the house. So you are in the house, but you are locked up. That's why when you hear of incident of those people that used to have evil eye back then, at the time of Muhammad sallallahu, you would hear that they are locked up in houses. So what they do is they ensure that they give them what they need, but then they do not allow them to see the sun. So they are locked up in houses. Do you get? So that was the practice then. So it was said to them that if you imprison Muhammad, his words will still reach those people. His words is so powerful that it's going to reach those people that it wants to reach. Somehow they are going to smuggle those words. Somehow they'll smuggle the Quran, and it can't be stopped. And this was Shaitan giving them an idea. He said, you can't imprison Muhammad. That idea doesn't look so solid. If you want to imprison Muhammad, somehow his words will get to the people. I said, okay, how about we banish him from the land? Shaitan said, It was idea. When you banish him, he still has free will. He can still move in other cities, and then he will turn those people against you, and they will be your enemies, and they will come and kill you. Why would you do that kind of thing? Then Abu Jahl, he looked at their eyes. They looked at him. He looked at their eyes. They looked at him, Abu Jahl. He was a very smart man, and he's like, how about I say what is on everybody's mind? He said, I know what is on everybody's mind, but all of us were scared to say it. And this is to show you how much they had it in their mind, but they couldn't show it. Even though the Arabs are well known for expressing themselves. That's why you would hardly find amongst the Muhajirun, you hardly find munafiquns amongst the Muhajirun. You hardly find hypocrites, those people that they do two ways, amongst those people that came from Mecca. No. Most of them are from Medina.
Yeah.
They are from the Ansar. Those are where you see.
Don't let's say they're from the Ansar. Because they are like
mostly
mostly
from the Ansar and from the Bedouins of the outskirts.
Wait, don't use the concept Ansar and Muhajirun. Those people are Salihun. Ansar and Muhajirun, that term is used for the Salihun among them. Do you understand? So you just use the concept of saying people that lived in Medina. Do you understand? Do you understand the point I'm trying to make?
So again,
don't worry,
inshallah, I do understand. Inshallah, I'll stick by that. Now.
So you cannot say anybody among the Ansar is a munafiq. Like that word is not. Do you understand? So you just say people that lived in Medina. Yeah, you're right.
Sheikh, if you listen to that verse too, min al muhajirin, from amongst the muhajirin, he didn't cover the whole muhajirin.
Okay, let's continue. Let's just continue.
Well, I'm not there for the conversation, and that's why we go to the hadith first. The first hadith of An-Nawawi. If a man can't hijrah to Allah, so
fine.
But I'm not going to go there because of time. I'm not going to go there. So let's say most of the people that are munafiqun, that are hypocrites, are not actually from Mecca. Most of them are from Medina and its environs. Those are the people that you see that they are really deep in the hypocrites, in the hypocrisy, basically. So when this happened, the people, they knew they wanted to kill him, but they couldn't voice it out. And then Abu Jahl looked at them and he said, let me just say what is on everybody's mind, even though I know you guys are struggling to say it, but I would be the first person to say it. I think we should just kill him. And everybody, nodded in agreement. And Shaitan said, yes, that's the best option for you guys, to kill him. Okay, that's the best you guys can do. Once you kill him, his words is going to stop from spreading. Then all of them will stop being Muslims. And there was a scenario like this there was a kind of scenario that looked like that in the Battle of Uhud, when it was, when they lied that they killed Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and then some Muslims were already demoralized. They stopped fighting. And someone came to them, he said, so if your prophet has died, what are you now doing on earth? Keep on fighting, and you go and join your prophet too. Do you understand? So now, this was their goal, to kill Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And then immediately they agreed to kill Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. What did Allah do? Allah gave Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam the go ahead. Now you can make hijrah. Now is the time to make hijrah. And it was said in another narration, yes, so now, I don't know if time is going to permit me, but inshallah, I'll try to round up. Sheikh, give me about 5 minutes more, inshallah. So, now, they now said, but there's a problem. Oh, subhanallah. Okay, I'll try to round up quickly. So he said, there's an exception now. If someone kills Muhammad, then the Banu Hashim would go and fight the whole tribe and they will kill them. So what we have to do now is that every family, every tribe must volunteer one strong person to kill Muhammad, so that all of them they'll capture him and kill him together, and then the blood of Muhammad will be on every sword of every tribe. And then now the Banu Hashim cannot fight every other tribe except that they would accept the blood money, the diya. Because then there was diya, and Islam was the one that actually gave rules to it. So now they said we don't have. So the Banu Hashim will not have any choice. So, but it's like this: if they know that, it's like saying a Yoruba man killed an Igbo man, the Igbos will go and fight the Yoruba man. But when you say the whole Nigerians killed an Igbo man, Igbos can't fight with the whole Nigerians, so they have to just calm down and then accept whatever terms they have for compensation. That was what was going on there. So that was what they planned, and they gathered their volunteers And the volunteers got to the front of the house of Muhammad sallallahu, and they couldn't conquer him. So what they did was, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made them sleep. And then in this sleep, Prophet Muhammad sallallahu was given the go-ahead. He could make hijrah. And also in a way to humiliate them and ridicule them, it was said that he put sands on their heads. Imagine you as a person. If I step on you, you get mad. If I pour sand on you, you get very angry. So this was the kind of situation that was going on at that point. Muhammad sallallahu put sands on their heads, and then when they woke up, they looked so stupid. And then Muhammad sallallahu proceeded in making his hijrah. Now,